All right, we're here with Alex Nedeljkovic after the Sharks' very convincing win here Thursday night at the Tank against the Devils. First off, I got to ask, when your mask gets popped off, is that a little jarring?
A little bit, yeah. I think fortunately the puck was kind of in tight there, so it, you kind of feel a little bit more safe, I guess. The puck's doesn't have a lot of room to move around, so it is what it is. You just battle and hope for a quick whistle.
Yeah, you're waiting for the whistle at that point because it's a little bit of a different situation for you. Were you aware of it immediately?
Yeah, you feel. Usually, you kind of feel the ones where, especially when both straps pop off, the weight of the helmet's all in the front, so it's slowly starting to tilt forward. And I think you're trying to keep it on as long as you can, especially with how the rule is that they don't want to blow it right away if it's laying around. So you try to keep it on as best you can, and you just keep fighting.
Just thinking, not the face, not the face.
Yeah, I could use some help there.
So this game obviously gets off to a very quick start for you guys. William Eklund with that great goal on the breakaway. How much does that maybe reduce the tension for you, or is it maybe almost a little bit kind of counter to that where you're thinking, oh, I don't want to think that I have a lead this early? You got to be locked in.
No, you're always locked in. Obviously, it's great. We got on them quick, and then we scored two quick ones there, back to back. I think within a minute or so we got two more. And you're just trying to play every shift as it comes and take every shot as it comes with it. You don't think about the score. You start thinking about stuff like that, or we have to protect a lead or whatnot. Now you're thinking about stuff outside of your control, and it's nothing you can do about it. So we just you try to just stay focused on the next puck. If you make the save, that's great. You move on to the next one. If it happens to go in, you've got to find a way to flush it quick and get ready for the next one.
Could you tell how structured the defense was tonight? Because from my perspective at top, it looked like they were doing just a really good job of, even if they were able to bring it in past the blue line, that they did a very good job of funneling to the outside and not letting them get into the slot, creating those great A's. Is that visible from your perspective?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Like, they didn't have a lot of great chances from the slot there, and we were blocking a lot of shots tonight and picking off passes too. So I thought tonight in our own end we were very detailed, very disciplined, and starting and stopping, being in the right spots for each other, supporting the puck, and we got the puck out a couple times there, a couple icings, but I felt like we were never chasing really. Even in some of their extended zone times. They didn't really get much out of it. You can skate all around the perimeter you want. Like, we pack it in. Everybody stayed calm and we worked it out.
Rebound control is brought up a lot with goalies, and I always wonder if that's what the shot presents itself, or is it something that you can actively work on as you're watching it come in?
I think it's something you actively try to work on. Like those ones that they hit you kind of in the center mass there in your chest or your stomach. I think you want to do as good a job as you can to control those and swallow those up. Obviously, stuff to your glove. You want to catch every puck. Yeah. It's not always going to happen, but you want to catch everything. And I think maybe the biggest thing would just be probably those worm burners on the ice where you can get a stick on it, get it up, and get it into the glass or into the corner, especially at least. Those ones are kind of hard when you kick it back out flat on the ice. It kind of causes a lot of problems, even if it ends up on our own stick. Sometimes we're not necessarily expecting it, so it's just kind of like, all right, it just becomes a little bit of a crapshoot and game of pinball.
Were you aware of how locked in you were immediately? Like, when you're feeling it in the game, the way it looked like you were, are you aware of that?
Yeah, but I try not to think about it. Like, it's when I start thinking, that's when things start to speed up and I start to slow down. So, I try to do the opposite. I try to just play and, like I said, take everything as it comes, one shift at a time, one shot at a time, and that just allows me to play free, play loose and fluid, and have fun.
Mario talked about how good you were with the puck at your stick tonight and able to control things from behind the net and set them up. Is that something that you kind of pride yourself in your game?
Yeah. It's maybe a little slower start this year than I would have liked handling the puck, but it's something that, like you said, I take pride in doing. I try to be that third defenseman back there for the guys, and if we're doing it well and I'm doing my job well and making the simple, easy plays effectively, we're not taking as many hits, we're not spending as much time on our own end, and it's throwing off their forecheck, and now they got to think more about how they dump pucks in, and instead of just playing games, right? So it's it's a part of the game that I think is really important, and if you're good at it, it's a huge benefit and a huge bonus. So I think at times this year I've gotten away from it and I've tried to do too much.
Yeah.
Then you can see what happens. We get running around and we spend more time on our own end. So it's not necessarily making the flashy plays. Sometimes it's just the simple, easy ones that'll do the trick.
This was a complete victory. Not that there's anything wrong with the other victories, but those were overtime thrillers. But this was a game that you guys controlled from start to finish. How big of a moment is tonight for this team?
I think it's great. That's a great team over there. They got a lot of firepower, good goaltending, and good defensemen. So I think the way that we played tonight, and there were some learning moments in there I think we'll see tomorrow in film, but we've kind of figured it out as the game went on, especially the second half there. Like, we just stuck with it. We didn't panic. We just kept playing, and whatever, presented itself in any given shift, we just found a way to deal with it. Especially, after they scored the second goal pretty quick there in the third period, like, could have very easily tightened it up a little bit and maybe got into a little bit of panic mode, and I thought we just stuck with it and we kept going and doing our thing.
If we look at the last 6 games, you guys have won 3 of them. Does that feel like it brings the temperature down overall, just because it feels like the team is playing the way that maybe you expected to be playing?
Yeah, I mean, we've played some pretty good hockey. Honestly, we've gotten some pretty unlucky bounces, and teams are good, players are good. They're going to capitalize on those bounces, and I thought tonight the puck was kind of going our way quite a bit. So it's but you got to work for them, and I thought, and I think we have been working for them. For whatever reason, they just haven't been going our way. But tonight I think we got rewarded for that work, especially early on with Eki getting one quick, and we stick with it. We keep working, and 2 more games this weekend. Obviously, big one against Colorado, and Detroit. They're feeling pretty good about themselves too. So we'll take Colorado, on Saturday, and hopefully come out with that same energy. And you never know, just have fun and try to outwork and outcompete teams, and good things happen.
Ned, great performance, great win. You've got a doubleheader coming up, so I'll let you get some rest. Thanks, man.
Yep, thank you.